I realized recently that there's a lot of success stories, right?
Yeah.
And maybe some failure stories, but people don't talk about the stories of like struggle, like when it's just tough.
Hi everyone, welcome to Own Your Story. Today I'm speaking to Ca-ryn, and Ca-ryn is a lawyer and she's also the co-founder and Reconnect and Recharge.
So we are a movement that brings people together to nurture self-love, connection, and togetherness.
Cool. So how I get to know Ca-ryn is I met you during the Reconnect and Recharge session in Urbanscape, and Ca-ryn shared about her very personal story about going through depression, which I feel really connected, and I felt like I need to talk to you and get your story out to let people know what is depression, what is the pain in life, and how we can all get over it, and let people know that it's okay, right? Life is up and down. So let's start our conversation with your story. You are a high performer as a lawyer, and you got diagnosed with burnout and mild depression. So how do you get to know about that, and what went wrong?
I recall going to the office, sitting down in front of the computer and reading an email from a client, knowing that it would just take me a while, very quickly to reply. It's a simple email advising, updating what's going on with the file, and I just couldn't get the words out. I couldn't function. I recall sitting with a group of people during lunchtime, and I could hear words coming out from everyone's mouths. Everyone's laughing. I remember feeling numb. That's one. Feeling like I can't process what is actually being conversed. Very, very deep, intense emotions would just like burst out, and I'll start tearing uncontrollably. I was not in control of myself. So I knew that, okay, this is not normal. Something is not right. So I googled it up and found out that, hey, it really is burnout, symptoms of burnout, and I had to seek help. I knew I had to seek help.
So what is the process of healing yourself and getting help?
I knew I couldn't function at work, so I needed help with my files.
Alright.
So I had to sit down with the partner in charge, and I had to tell her I need help. I had to identify my support system, my family, my friends, and I just let them know, okay, this is what is going on. I can't function. I can't function. And I'm in pieces. I can't. I'm just like this.
I see.
Yeah.
So from the pieces, what is the exact process that you pull things back together?
Okay. So I started going for psychiatric counseling, psychiatric help. So I started talking about processing and talking about my issues. What's really troubling me. That's one. And speaking to friends, I sought support. I read up more about depression because I was diagnosed with burnout, mild depression, and anxiety. So I read up more about these conditions, and I watched TED Talks.
That helps.
That helps. Listening to people who have experienced it or are experiencing it.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, and have survived it, and they've climbed themselves up. They've built themselves up, and they're sharing about it. That really, really, really made a big difference.
Yeah. Just now when we talk about depression, you mentioned something about medication as well. So from your experience, should they go for that route to take medicine?
There's two ways. Some people go for psychiatrists, and psychiatrists are medically qualified to diagnose and prescribe medication. And then there are psychotherapists or counselors who do not. They just use therapy as a method to help heal. So the psychiatrist that I was seeing at the time recommended medication. What I needed and I had to take was sleeping pills. Because I couldn't sleep, and it was like a very bad cycle, because if I don't sleep enough, I get physically exhausted in the morning, right? And then physically exhausted causes me to be emotionally drained, and then it spirals down. So I didn't like the side effects of the sleeping pills because it made me groggy the next day. So what happened was I started learning about alternative ways to calm my nerves down, to like help me sleep. and I ended up learning more about meditation, keeping still, the joy and learning to be comfortable with staying still and not doing anything and just having a conversation with myself. That was something
that's the connection with self. Yeah, and then that's the difficult process actually. Like a lot of us couldn't get that, like because it's so scary in there. It's like you have to face a lot of things that you don't like, and you have to be very honest with yourself. Like after this episode of like diving, hitting the rock bottom, and healing, getting back up, and then connecting to yourself, anything change in terms of your character, your perspective in life, and the values that you believe in?
What caused the burnout, I realized, was this need to keep everything under control. I can handle everything, don't worry, just pass it on to Caryn and I'll get it sorted in my personal life, my work, anything at all. And not wanting to seek help, and not wanting to be vulnerable. And just saying, hey, look, it's a bit much this week. I really just want to take a break. I can't, and I need help. Saying those few words, I need help.
Right, that helps.
Was very difficult, but it helps. But it's okay. It's okay to ask for help. It doesn't mean that I'm weak. You know, it's actually quite brave to ask for help. Yeah. And hey, you know what? Everybody is happy to help each other. Like if a friend asks me to help, then right, I'll be more than happy to lend my support, right? So it's like give and receive,
Any change in belief, how you see life right now compared to before?
I think I used to identify myself with my mind, my ability to analyze, and my practice as a lawyer. I'm a lawyer. There's a certain way that lawyers behave, things like that. But I realized, at the end of the day, it's just being authentic with who I am, listening and understanding me, myself, honoring myself. And showing the world who I actually am. I'm not just a lawyer. There's a lot more that is there within me, and I'm no longer ashamed to share with the world.
So beautiful. So right now, honoring yourself, what do you do to stay connected and stay grounded? How do you take care of yourself now?
How do I take care of myself?
Okay.
There's two parts to this question. First part is like individually, and second part is the support, the tribe. So individually, I realize I need me time. Whenever I'm alone, driving, or even in my room, I make time to just have a little conversation with my inner me. Like, okay, Caryn, how are you today? La la la. I don't know. Maybe it sounds silly to some people, but it works for me. So I just have little conversations with myself. I'm more aware of what I say to myself, so I'm more supportive. So like, let's just say I just had an event and it went pretty well. Of course, there are lessons to learn, little mistakes. So I'll have a little post-mortem with myself. Like, okay, this is we can improve on this. But you know what? Fantastic job. So sometimes I tap myself.
That is very
great job,
important.
And we know that in order to have a healthy relationship, we need to be kind to one another. We need to listen, we need to understand, we need to treat each other with compassion. Same thing applies to us.
If you want to point out one most important habit in your daily life, what would it be?
Most important habit in my daily life. Recently, I've started this grounding exercise that I do. Two grounding exercises lah. One is mirror work. So what I've been doing is I now take the time every day, every morning, and at least at night to just look into my eyes and say, Caryn, I love you. It's been such and such a day. Good stuff. I am, and then I do I am affirmations. There's this, you can check it out on YouTube. Jason Stevenson, have you heard of him?
No.
He's this, I think he's a cancer survivor. I am affirmations is about welcoming and inviting all these good things and good qualities that we want in our lives. So as I recite, like let's just say I want more like confidence or like prosperity, wealth. So I'll be like, I am wealthy, I am prosperity, I am everything, I am grounded, I am living life happy, happy. And yeah, so I feel it also, like, and then I look into my eyes.
Okay, I might start that. Okay, so looking back 10 years ago, because you mentioned that like this depression or the feeling of not good enough started 10 years ago when you are still in college. Looking back at the young Ca-ryn 10 years ago, what would be the, say, 3 advices that you would give yourself?
Okay. First one would be to not be afraid. To trust yourself. To be alone with yourself. That's one. And to be like water. So like just flow. Listen to your heart and flow where you need to. Something I'm still battling with actually. The last thing has got to do with love. I would tell myself 10 years ago, love is all. It's all that is.
Wow, that's profound.
Go from love.
Yeah, that's what I learned as well in my own journey. Because when you go through the worst part of your life that you thought is the worst, and then you get out of it, when you look back, it's like, wow, all that is love. It's like, it gets you through everything. Cool. So, what would be the best investment you have made in the past, say, 3 years? It could be in terms of time, energy, or money.
Inner work. Realizing that that as I age, and my physical body ages, my spirituality and my emotional being does not. And I need to invest be it time, energy, money into like nurturing, yes, that's a beautiful word. Nurturing that what makes me fulfilled. That's one, and understanding myself more emotionally. I think that's the best investment.
I see. And then you mentioned about nurturing self and then fulfillment. And so how does that translate into the impact that you want to make in this world after like going through so much in life?
I envision a world where all of us, especially our children, can grow living and live their lives without any judgment, without any discrimination. Where a world where there's just a lot of love for one another. As equals, we're all humans, we're all connected to one another. So a world filled with compassion and kindness. And a world where, yes, we are our own beings, but a world with very much less or none, non-existent loneliness. This loneliness that we battle sometimes is really just in our head. Because if we actually come out to talk about it and we actually share our stories, I think everyone would have gone through life experiencing similar emotions, similar stories, similar circumstances. And I realized recently that there's a lot of success stories, right? And maybe some failure stories. But people don't talk about the stories of like struggle, like when it's just tough. Like it's, we don't share about that, and I feel like there's a lot of value in sharing about just how difficult my life was difficult, accepting that it was difficult, accepting that things were, can I say shitty?
Sure.
Things were not great. And just embracing that.
Like we could live different lives, go through different journey, and yet we feel the same emotion. And it's important to share our story, like what you did in Reconnect and Recharge, and what you did in the event in Urbanscape. That is important work. So is there a book that changed your life the most, or a book that you most recommend to people?
The Alchemist. It's very popular book. Yes. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho.
I read that book and it touched me so deeply.
I read that during when I was recovering from the burnout.
Right.
So the two things came from it. First thing is the one-liner, the really popular quote. And when you want something, the whole of the universe conspires for you to have it.
Yeah.
Something I truly believe in. I truly believe when we have an intention and we set it and we feel it with passion, we really have the power to just attract that.
Yeah.
And things will manifest.
I love how you come alive talking about your book.
Yeah.
Alright, so before we come to the last question, can you share with people how they can connect with you?
I have a Facebook page.
Right.
It's Ca-ryn Lye, C-A, I can't even spell my name. C-A-RYNLYE.
Reconnect
and Recharge. We have a Facebook page, Reconnect and Recharge. There will be a link, I'm sure.
Sure. The last question, how do you define a life well lived?
I think to me, a life well lived would be one where I have at least like touched each person that I have crossed paths with, at least with a positive note, or given them some sort of value, or some sort of inspiration.
Yeah. So basically to touch every soul that come in your way. I want to thank you so much. I want to acknowledge your openness and your vulnerability to share your story, because like on that day, Urbanscape, I really feel like, oh, I'm not alone. Somebody else went through that. And I'm very happy that we have our conversation today, because this is part of owning our story and sharing our story, and to know that we are not alone in our journey. I mean, in some way, like this internet journey, we are alone, but to know that there are other people who can support us, and we don't have to go through the pain, the struggle, all by ourselves. So thank you guys for listening to us, and then thank you again to Ca-ryn for coming up to Own Your Story podcast.
Thank you so much for having me here and giving me this
problem.
opportunity to share. It's a bit intimidating actually, like to share and be open and authentic about my experience. But I'm really glad that you invited me here and to share. And I hope that someone out there watching us will feel less lonely or alone in his or her journey.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, and thank you guys. See you guys next week. Bye.